Right now, somewhere in the world, a teenager is telling his mom 5 more minutes, and he genuinely believes it. Not because he's lying, because his brain is lying to him. Here's the strange part. The thing keeping him glued to that screen isn't the graphics. It isn't the story. It's a trick borrowed from casinos. The exact same trick. By the end of this video, you'll know why your brain treats a loot box exactly like a slot machine. Why just one more match is basically impossible to say honestly. And why one country actually classified certain video games as a form of gambling. Stick around, because the last one is going to make you look at your phone very differently. Let's start with the myth everyone gets wrong. People say games are addictive because of dopamine. Technically true, but almost everyone explains it backwards. Dopamine isn't the reward chemical, it's the anticipation chemical. Your brain doesn't spike with dopamine when you win, it spikes right before you find out if you won. That single detail is the whole game. Literally. It's why opening a loot box feels better than actually using what's inside. The unwrapping is the drug. The prize is just the come down.
And this isn't a coincidence game designers stumbled into. It has a name: variable ratio reinforcement. In the 1950s, a psychologist named B.F. Skinner put pigeons in a box and gave them food at random intervals instead of predictable ones. The pigeons that got rewarded randomly pecked the lever far more obsessively than the ones who got rewarded every single time. Predictable rewards get boring. Random rewards get addictive. Congratulations! You are, biologically speaking, a slightly more self-aware pigeon. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. That's exactly how slot machines are engineered. And it's exactly how loot boxes, gacha poles, and battle pass drops are engineered too. Same math, same psychology, different packaging.
But that's not even the sneakiest part. There's a phenomenon called the near-miss effect. When you almost win, say 2 matching symbols and one just barely off, your brain reacts almost the same way as an actual win. Almost losing feels like almost winning. So your brain says, so close, try again. Even when statistically, you were just as far from winning as if you'd gotten nothing at all. Game designers know this. So many games are quietly engineered to give you more near misses than pure randomness ever would. That's not a glitch. That's a decision someone made in a meeting. And this is where it gets darker. In 2018, the World Health Organization officially recognized gaming disorder as a diagnosable condition. Not a joke, not a moral panic headline, an actual clinical classification, sitting in the same manual as other behavioral disorders. The criteria isn't you play a lot. It's when gaming takes priority over eating, sleeping, relationships, and responsibilities, and continues even after it's clearly causing harm. Belgium and the Netherlands went even further. They looked at loot boxes specifically and said, legally, this looks like gambling. You're paying real money for a randomized reward with no guaranteed value. Sound familiar? Some countries banned loot boxes outright in games sold to minors.
Think about that for a second. Regulators looked at children's games and thought, this needs the same rules as a casino. But video games aren't uniquely evil here. That's actually the twist. The exact same variable reward loop is running in your Instagram feed. Every time you refresh and don't know if there's a new like waiting, it's running in your email. Every time a notification badge shows up and you don't know if it's important. Games didn't invent this trick. They just perfected it, packaged it, and made it fun enough that nobody complained.
One former mobile game designer put it bluntly. He said his job wasn't designing fun. It was designing a slot machine you never have to insert a coin into, because you're the coin. So here's the part that should actually keep you up at night. Neuroscientists have compared brain scans of people playing highly reward-driven games to brain scans of people gambling. In certain regions tied to reward anticipation, the activity looks almost the same. Not identical to drug addiction. That comparison gets overused and it's not fully accurate. But close enough to gambling that some researchers argue we've been asking the wrong question this whole time. It's not why are games addictive?
It's why did we let an entire industry legally run casino mechanics on children and call it entertainment?
So, next time a game nudges you to open just one more chest, that's not weak willpower talking. That's a system built by teams of psychologists, statisticians, and behavioral economists, tested on millions of players, optimized until it worked on you specifically. You were never just playing the game. In a very real sense, the game was playing you back. All right, here's the 2-second version. Your brain doesn't crave winning, it craves the uncertainty right before it. And an entire industry figured that out decades before you did.
So here's my question for you. Have you ever caught yourself doing the just one more thing and actually noticed it happening in real time? Tell me in the comments. I actually want to know how self-aware people are about this. And if your brain just got a tiny dopamine hit from learning something new, well, that's exactly the trick this video warned you about. Hit subscribe and let's keep exploiting that on purpose together.